Are we good? Are we good?
We're live.
All right. Hello. I guess, Zota, you can just head into the door and we can just get started because there's a cutscene here.
Cool.
So
I'm
three.
I'm deafening now.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Start. Hopefully he starts. I guess I really see deafened first.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. And welcome to the first ever blindfolded showcase of this game. Ever. This guy is kind of a maniac. He's been the only one really like trying to make blindfolded happen. And the quick backstory to that is that he saw the Summoning Salt video on Bubzia, I believe, or just blindfolded, and he was really inspired by what Bubzia was doing in SM64 and thought it would be really cool to make that happen with this game. And so he spent months and months routing and figuring out strats and losing lots of runs and killing lots of runs to try and normalize setups with this game. And he has done way more than this, but we're just going to be looking at episode 1 here.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
he spent nearly a full year working all this out.
And it's
so there
insane.
He has
go
some...
ahead and explain that.
So he has some setups there. So he basically does a double jump straight forward to get to the door, and then he forces the first pack of droids. But after that, he's just relying on audio cues to deflect at them. And then here again, he's just doing a setup to get to that droid to be able to force him. And now he's going to try and use an audio cue. It's very hard to react to. He's going to try and deflect this droid. He hasn't deflected yet.
Kill him, but...
Yeah, he's just going to go grab TC-14.
Okay, so I think he's trying to call him player 2. I don't know what the... So I guess that's another thing, right? Like, he doesn't know where the F2 button is. So he's, like, trying to find it on his keyboard. The thing with this game, in terms of just blindfolded, is that everything is way harder than a game like SM64, as the reference I used in the intro, just because you don't have, like, cardinal directions everywhere. You can't move the camera. So as you can see, like, what's happening right now, it's very, very hard to control. But he does have setups here, and this room is one of the coolest rooms in the entire run, actually. So he takes a death. I don't know if that's even intentional, but either way, he's going to do a camera pan skip here, keeping TC-14 in the door, and he actually uses the audio cues to react and force that bridge before he dies. And then he's going to do a cool set. Did you invent this setup, T-Fresh, over here on the right?
No, it's he invented that. It's something later. No, he invented the lightsaber thing too, but you don't need the lightsaber. He's basically just listening to how many times his character, it makes a unique noise when he takes a step forward, I think on his left foot. And so he's just waiting for a certain amount of those noises before he knows he's ready to go beat on that button. Yeah, and there he actually double jump forward
and warp here.
Yeah. So
we're gonna do it again, actually. Oh, he knows the backup.
Yeah, he backed it up.
Yep. So he's got a ton of backups ready for this. And then this is the setup to go into the door. And like we were talking to him a little bit before this, he's got a ton of stuff prepared as backups in case he gets like stuck anywhere, because it's very, very easily convoluted by the camera, basically.
He sent me an 8,000 character document with all of his backup. So this game is just very, very hard, like he was saying to the camera. You know, in something like Mario, if you do Xing to the camera, it's going to be the same thing every single time. You have Mario Cam, you have different things to work with. This game doesn't have that, but it does have Player 2. And Player 2 can really, really help with normalizing cameras in certain areas, or even just manipulating the AI to go where you want to, so you don't actually have to do the movement to wherever it is.
So this is the first trick of the run. This is called ICS. If you've never watched this game, he's gonna go out of bounds here. And so he calls in player 2 to get I mean, this is a little finicky, but he needs to get a specific, okay, wow, that was actually perfect. So third try there. He needs to get a specific camera angle in order to make that work, basically. Oh, he misses the out of bounds. But
I wonder how that didn't work.
Yeah, his positioning was a little off. So that's like the hardest thing he's probably going to go for in the run. So it is what it is. He now knows that he's in bounds. He can obviously tell because if you were out of bounds, you'd just be able to run under this tank here. Luckily, the backup is like doesn't lose too much time.
Yeah, because he's playing Super Story, so the game kind of has that in-game time running below him, and all that skip. The main thing that skip skips is this cutscene, which this cutscene isn't counting your final time anyway. So really, the time save is skipping the forces in the tank, which is not very much.
Yeah, but it's always cool to just go for it. Of course, he's going to go for the flashy stuff. We'll see some other like really, really difficult skips later in the episode, but that's definitely the first one. And I mean, actually, we're going to see some more tricks in the next room, so.
But this is something that he kind of has to completely YOLO. There's no way to normalize the setup for this because it's a one try, and it's kind of a moving one try.
Yep. So if he gets it, that would be kind of insane. I mean, there's not much other, like, there isn't another way to describe it besides he's just going to take Jar Jar and he's going to do a really precise jump by just feeling out the timing for it. Okay, he actually got it.
Okay, so he didn't. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. He got it.
He got the modified version of it, basically.
Yeah.
That's
he can
really,
just land
really
all the way up there, but he still was very close to getting the full thing. That is very hard to do.
I don't know how he's able to do this kind of stuff. It's actually crazy.
Like he does have a lot of setups, but a lot of the stuff is field based. If any of you guys did watch the Salt video, you kind of talked about two approaches: the Bubzia approach and then the Ibori approach. Zota is very much more in line with Ibori than Bubzia, I'd say.
Yeah, and a lot of that just comes down to like raw intuition and like just technical skill with this game. Zota's always been one of the most like weirdly like technically gifted runners with this game, despite the fact that he never has really grinded it much. He was like a pioneer of some very, very hard skips, and is also kind of like a notable skip hunter as well. So he's found a couple skips that we use in 90%. Now that's technically a skip, I guess.
Yeah, so that jump is actually fairly difficult because that wall eats all of your momentum, so he has to do it in a very specific way.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have an easy room here.
I just realized he did that without dying. Normally he walked all the way down, but I guess he has a better setup for
that's
now.
True. Well, that's I don't want to call that a little lucky, but like there'll be a lot of stuff in this where like he's gonna use dying as a setup because you respawn in the last place you walked off, and sometimes he just won't even die. And you know, you see that kind of more in his like episode 2 runs than episode 1, but yeah, that's a nice time save. He did say he's hoping to PB here. I believe his PB is what, like 45 minutes, something like that.
I don't know what it is RTA, but it's a 37:38 IGT.
Yeah. I think it's like 45 minutes RTA or something.
That sounds about right.
So, yeah, good pace so far. I mean, he missed ICS obviously, but the negotiations was really solid and like, you know, no major mistakes. Honestly, if you make a mistake, you could easily lose like 10 minutes in any of these levels. So,
yeah,
you know,
and you'll see in the last 2 levels especially, it's so hard because the rooms get much bigger, much bigger.
Yeah,
it's much easier to get lost.
So he will do arch clip here. It's just a quick little out of bounds clip, basically to get up, save a few seconds. I mean, I'm assuming he'll go for it because why not,
yes,
right?
he will.
It's kind of cool though. I know you know, a lot of runners would laugh at this, but it is actually very precise to hit this. It's so easy because you can see what you're doing normally, but he can't see what he's doing. So he's gonna try and shoot
he basically just held straight up until he hit that coin. He has a backup for it.
Yeah, he does.
He basically held straight up till he got to the first stud, and then he holds up left to walk into the door. His backup for it, I think, is rather convoluted.
Well, doesn't his backup just go to the left or no?
Oh, that's right. The backup goes to the grapple. So this is...
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to go back to the arch here.
I think he thinks he shot the right door.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Now he knows where he is.
He knows where he is now. Oh.
Well, he does. He's just trying to go.
Yeah. He's just trying to get out.
Yeah. So this is like a classic thing that can happen in Blindfolded, where like we obviously know where he is and like what he's doing, but one, you don't know which doors you've shot. Two, you don't know how you got back here because you have no idea like where you could be. And three, you can't restart the level. Like in Mario, you can just die. In this game, you cannot do that. So he needs to figure it out basically.
And you'll see he's kind of shooting, because he's also shooting the walls, because when the bullet blanks instantly, he can kind of figure out where he is.
Yeah. But I don't know where he thinks he is at the moment. He knows he's back here somewhere, I assume, because he shot the door a couple times. This is also like a point where you'd probably just reset in a real run. So the backup's going to be like, he's probably going to have done it significantly less. Okay, he is out.
He is out. Hopefully he doesn't walk back in.
So this is what he was trying to do. That's what he was trying to do. That's why he kept running to the left.
Yeah, so he was just running left and just mashing the special button so he takes the grapple up. Yep. And then here he's got to look for this grapple now.
Yeah, he'll do the same thing here. And one thing to note is that Zota uses a GameCube controller, and kind of the point of that is that it has notches. And while normally most players will run with an Xbox controller, running with notches will make everything way more easy to standardize and normalize, basically, because you don't have to worry about holding like slightly incorrect angle anywhere. Now that obviously, like, you can still hold weird angles and that still will happen, but you know.
Okay. Got it.
All right, gets up the grapple. This level is not as easy as it looks in Blindfolded, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is one of those big rooms I was talking about earlier, where there's just a lot, and there's not really any just knots you can hold into to get places. This level is just very difficult.
Yep.
Even this room is weirdly hard. This room right here, even though it looks super short, super
easy. Because you can't just hold right. You have to get into. Ooh, wow, that was really good.
That was really fast.
Yeah. Okay, so this one I think you just hold right in this room. Trying to shoot the target, obviously.
He's basically trying to get the game. The game has auto targeting, so he's trying to get her to auto target the target, like that.
There we go. Okay, so those two rooms were really nice. Obviously, the first room was pretty bad, but this room is also a little bit messy. The nice thing is, though, you'll see that auto-targeting kind of put to use here. And without auto-targeting, I have no idea how we would be able to do this room blindfolded. Like,
yeah, I honestly don't know either.
It would just be, like, not possible.
It'd be really, really difficult. Because here you can just basically just spam shoot, and because of the way the camera works, the game will just auto-target the targets.
Yep, and you can see it's already shooting at the targets. So, yeah, and there you go. So he should be able to hear that the gate's open. Yeah.
I don't know if the gate makes a noise, does it?
Well, you can just hear the 4 targets, I guess.
Yeah.
And he'll enter the last room here. So this room, the way he does this is actually quite interesting as well. He's going to do the intended way to hit this button. So if you've ever watched a speedrun of this game, we just step on the button with the player to open the hatch at the end of the level. But I guess what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, like, press the button with these. Or I don't know if you're supposed to, but that's how you get, like, a mini kit, I guess.
Yeah, it is how you get a mini kit. But yeah, so instead of, like, just searching endlessly for that button, because that would be so hard to hit, he just instead goes over there and forces that object, because it's much easier to get to that object.
Yep. And this is one of the areas where I think he takes a death on purpose, usually, just to find out where he is.
I think he has a setup now where he knows the amount of jumps.
Oh, interesting, yeah. Okay, well, that worked pretty much perfectly. Yeah. Let's see if we can get in the end trigger here.
This is a little bit tricky right here, because it's not a very exact setup. Okay, cool.
Wow, perfect, nice.
Nice, very nice room right there.
Yeah, so
very nice last, like, 4 rooms, actually.
Yeah,
they're all very nice.
Good.
Roger.
Yeah, and I mean, next level is Pod Race, if you are not familiar. It's gonna be really, really interesting. Probably the most exciting level of the entire Blindfolded run, in my opinion. if you've never seen Blindfolded before, because so the pod race is interesting, right? Because the first 2 laps don't have any sort of time limit. You can literally press nothing and you'll beat the first 2 laps. But on the 3rd lap, there is a time limit. So you can't just, sit there with your hands off and beat the 3rd lap. Of course, he's not going to do that anyway because it's a speed run. But, beating the actual pod race is the goal, right? So on the 3rd lap, he actually has to know where the speed boosts are, and he's actually going to do, like, whatever you would call it, part of the out of bounds clip that we do to hit the end trigger faster, because if he doesn't, it's actually quite difficult to beat Sebulba on that last lap. But before we even get there, you're going to see something interesting on the 1st lap, which, I don't want to, get too much into it before we actually get there. If people don't really know what to expect, it's kind of crazy. But even if you have watched this game before and just haven't seen Blindfolded, it is incredibly impressive the way he's able to play this level.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. Like he was saying, actually, I think the casual strat, it's not going to look like that visually when he gets there, but the casual strat might actually be harder than what he's going to do blindfolded, just because you have to know where all the boosts are.
Yeah.
It seems like a death.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to avoid dying when you're blind because you kind of have to stay closer to the inside, but if you stay too close to the inside, you're just going to start hitting the wall. So you have to play it a little bit safer. So he's going to start holding left here, and that's just because it's hard for him to fully tell exactly where he is. I mean, there aren't great audio cues, but that ends up working out. So he's going to clip out of bounds here with player 2. Oh, okay, that was a close one, and he's going to hold straight left. Okay, perfect. So he hits the checkpoint, the finish line, I guess. So this will complete lap 1. That was definitely a close one, but now he's going to press basically nothing, and he will adjust himself a little bit after he builds up some speed here. So you should take another death. You'll probably tap left at the end of this one, or maybe press nothing if you
probably
just want
not
to play it really safe.
Yeah, probably not too safe in this.
But that was really good, honestly.
So for anyone who doesn't know how that works, if you've ever heard of anything about ultra shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii with the checkpoint system, it works the exact same way. There's a couple checkpoints you have to hit, and that's all he was trying to do. And then you're able to skip the lap, basically.
Yep. And, obviously you don't need to do that in Blindfolded if you want to just beat the pod race, but if you want to get a world record, it definitely helps quite a bit. It saves like a minute, basically.
Yeah.
And we're going to see him do it again, but of course we're on lap 3 now, so there's no lap to skip. So he's just going to use it to hit the finish line faster. And that is how he's going to make sure he beats Sebulba, because it's honestly not trivial to beat him. Like, as you can see, the green arrow is showing Sebulba, he's behind him. Yeah.
Like, I think even if he could see at this point, he wouldn't beat him.
Yeah, you would need to do this to win, pretty much.
He's going to do this. This is just going to help him just win this lap.
And it's going to be close, as always, but he will win.
And there you go.
And there we go. So, pretty much perfect pod race. I mean, there was, like, really no time losses anywhere. It's kind of hard to, like, have time losses in this level. Either you lose, like, multiple minutes or you just don't. So, yeah, very well done. And that's one of the coolest levels in the run. And like T-Verse said earlier, the next 2 levels are almost, like, the hardest.
It's almost... I would say it's unbelievable that he can even beat them at all.
Yeah. And it took him a while. I mean, if you remember, he started off doing these super story runs, or just episode 1 runs, basically, and he would get to Theed and just kind of give up in the second room, or be like, all right, that's good progress, but, it's Theed. It's almost like his own... It's almost like a separate episode. In fact, I think in his PV, which is like T-Verse said earlier, like 37 minutes loadless, or IGT, in his PV, I think it actually takes longer for him to beat these last 2 levels than the entire rest of the episode.
It's 30 minutes versus 15.
Yeah. And, you know, hopefully that's not what happens, but it probably will happen again, because it just takes so long to get through Feed specifically. Like, that level is so ridiculously difficult. And it's because it's really just the biggest level in the game. Or one of the biggest levels, like top 5 at least.
Yeah, I mean, there are even crazier levels that he's beat, like Endor blindfolded, but, yeah, that level's insane.
Okay, so he's going to do a strat here where he takes R2 and he's going to go to the end of the room. And this is actually pretty easy for him to do. He's just going to... Okay, he hears that he picked up a stud. He's going to go straight. So studs are used as audio cues quite a lot in this run. And he's going to hear the blue stud here, I think. I guess he just keeps holding up. You don't really need
holding up. Yeah.
He's going to call him player 2 now. Oh, that's right. He does this strat where he flies over to the ramp and then calls in player 1. Sorry, not player 2. So player 1 will take a death, and then he has like a timing that I actually invented where you use the droid shots to kind of suss out how long it will take you to respawn. So as soon as you respawn, he can force it, and then this is some pretty easy standardized movement to get to the end of the room. This room, on the other hand, very, very...
This room is
really good. So he takes the
very
death on
hard,
purpose and then flies across, holding straight right. And now he's going to drop out player 1, I believe, once he gets over to this left side of the room.
And player 1's just staying in to normalize the camera. That's the whole reason. Otherwise, the camera would try and follow his player.
And that makes
so that he can up.
Yeah, if you're trying to hold like straight left and your camera is following the player, it's pretty reasonable that you have to go in circle. And that is why cardinal directions are so weird in this game. Like, you can see what's happening now, right? Like, he's holding straight right. If the wall wasn't there, he would just go in a circle. And that's why it's so easy to get stuck. Like, if someone's, you know, who speedrun this game said, okay, I'm going to try and beat this level blindfolded, they wouldn't be able to do it. It does not matter what level you pick, you would not be able to do it. It's just like not possible. In fact, you probably wouldn't even be able to get through a single one.
Yeah.
His new strat here, he just kills all the droids, just to make it a little bit easier to find the panel with R2. So there's a couple more droids. Kill this guy, and then the guy at the top is the last one.
He's gonna try and use the audio cue to, Nice!
That was perfect. Okay, so now, this is where it gets really tough. This part of the room is extremely difficult. So he's gonna drop out R2. Or sorry, he's gonna drop out Panaka, and then he's gonna call Panaka back in when he gets to the top of the room. Now, he doesn't know where R2 is. So he thinks he's at the top of the room right now, I think, maybe? No, okay, no, this is...
No, he has a new setup, yeah.
Yeah. So this should shoot the statue. He's gonna pull the camera over to the right with R2, and he's gonna keep shooting with Panaka, and it should hit the statue. Yeah, it does enough to build it.
This is a really good strat right here. This room used to be quite a bit worse.
So this just saved like 10 minutes to his PB, I think, in that room. Like, probably not 10 minutes, but like 6 or 7 minutes, like, honestly.
So he's looking for specific characters here, and you're gonna see why. This room is really, really hard. So he's just going to get to a certain spot in the room and basically forces other players to do what he wants, rather than actually doing it himself. He's going to trick his players into thinking he's somewhere he's not, and then they're going to go there. Because the movement required to get to that place is very difficult.
Yeah, and you know, like you say, the movement required to get to that place is very difficult. The movement required to get to the spot where he even does that is also very difficult.
That's true.
So those droid clears were like perfect. Those are really, really good. So he uses that light to know where he is, and then he's gonna force the bridge now. And he's gonna go stand under this thing. Wow, perfect. Okay, that just saved like another 4 minutes. Just that is like
very, very good.
Very difficult to do. So yeah, the AI thinks he's above where he is right now, basically, and so they're gonna go try and follow him. And he's gonna call him player 2 on the bridge. That's a little risky.
That's a little risky.
Okay, but he is able to call him Panaka, so he should be fine here. R2 can come back up with the
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's fine. Okay, nice. Alright, well that worked out. And then he's gotta kill this I mean, he actually doesn't have to kill this droid, but he probably just will.
He doesn't even know he's alive, I bet.
Now he does. And so now he's got to step on this button. It's actually harder than it looks to step on this button because it's like a little bit inset from the wall. So he's forcing both characters into the corner, and then he uses Anakin, who's running into Panaka. And then now Anakin is going to go through, and, you know, this is all casual intended stuff. There is, of course, a skip here, but it's just unreasonably difficult in Blindfolded. Oh, no. Okay, he dies, unfortunately. This could be bad. All right, no, that's good.
He's got it back up for that one.
And, I mean...
This room is very difficult.
Yeah, like, every room in this level is just... Yeah.
He has to kill everything, and then he also needs to get certain players up to certain spots. And now his other player... Okay, cool.
That was a great adjustment there, actually, to recognize his player was in front of him and he needed to force to kill the guy. So he is looking for the box on the left right now, so this is really not good. He might actually have to reload it. No? Okay, no, he just wants to come over here first, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he... Interesting.
He rerouted.
Okay, I was just wrong there. So, yeah, he wanted to force that little ramp and break the flower so that the R2 and the blaster characters can get...
I don't think he realized he got on the box to begin with. He's trying to get on the box, and he's trying to hear player 2 get on the box too. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, okay, there we go. That should be fine. Oh. Okay, so he's using the lightsaber to tell that he's against the wall.
Okay, I think he's got it.
He is facing the wrong way.
No, he does that. I think he forces that on first.
No, he does not. Yeah, this is... Okay, that's a great backup to recognize he must have fallen off to the left, just based on, you know, he moved left and then he wasn't on it. Now he's going to jump to the left and force the thing on the right. And now he's going to have player 2 go across for him and call in as him, because, you know, you don't want to have to do that parkour yourself. So we're taking, you know, advantage of the AI quite a bit. And now every other character should be in the box here.
Now he just needs to step on the last button.
So again, more audio cues to just tell where he is. Now he should be able to hold up left and walk across the button.
There we go.
Now this room is not as bad as the last 3, so that's the good news.
The only really difficult part here is getting up these stairs. That's the part that's hard.
Luckily, when it comes to stuff that's just movement in like specific lines, he's got good setups for all that.
Yeah.
In this episode, the camera's a little more generous. In some of the other episodes he's done, like, let's say episode 3, the camera can just completely mess with you. But navigating this circular room isn't too bad because you can just stay along this wall here. And then, now that he hears the statue break, he's just going to go straight up. Knows that he's in this corner here. Gonna let go. And then, I mean, he's just going to keep doing this until he ends up on the button. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just jump. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, so the problem is he doesn't know if he's in the right spot or not. Because when you die, it's like just the shooting in general is going to kind of like mess with your audio cues. For some reason, droids shooting in this game are just louder than like everything else. There we go. Into the last room here. So this is the hangar. We will not be skipping the camera pans here, but the way he gets all the hostages here is actually quite impressive.
He's looking for R2. That's who he's trying to find.
And that's because R2 needs to go to the end of the room. So he needs R2 on player 2 to just end the level, basically.
Yeah, and the whole reason he does like those random shots is just him trying to figure out where he is in a room. Because if he hears the shot blink immediately, he's running into a wall.
And sometimes he'll shoot as well to just check which character he is.
Yeah, that too.
You know, each character type, I guess you could call it, makes a different sound when jumping or attacking or whatever.
Nice.
Okay, so he hears those 2 shots, so he actually does the ground shots there, which is, like, surprisingly difficult.
Yeah.
And now he's going to use a death strat to normalize his angle, essentially, and then when he calls in R2, R2 should be in the same spot every time. It's sort of like a drop-in work, but this camera angle with R2 will now allow him to shoot the last guy from a place that you normally would not be able to.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought,
this is fine.
yeah, I thought something else was gonna happen.
Yeah, luckily in this room, if you just like hold upright, you just will get to the top right corner of the room eventually. And he uses some strat here to hit the panel. I think this is one of those like Nobori type things where he just knows. Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically his strat in his notes is hold right for a few seconds and then spam special.
Yeah.
There's no amount of time. He just kind of knows.
Yeah. And if you, by the way, I highly recommend checking out his streams when he's either routing or like learning or doing these runs. It's really fun to watch, especially hearing him like talk his thoughts out loud. But sometimes if you're watching him, you'll hear him counting. And let me just tell you, he does not use seconds when he's counting. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's like some weird rhythm he just has in his head that just works.
And he's got different rhythms for different places too.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can't use the music for...
No, because you'll be on different parts of the music depending on where you are.
Alright. Hopefully we see... Probably... I said that ICS was the hardest part of the run, but... This is the hardest part of the run. If he goes for it.
Yeah.
Okay, he is. Okay, wow. Alright, well, let's see if he can get this. Oh my god. Really close. Okay, really close. So you can see he's using pause buffering to listen for an audio cue. To be able to tell... That might work. Oh, he's pausing too early, though. He's losing all his momentum. So basically, he's going to pause buffer until he hears himself hit the ground, and then he's going to go neutral. He's getting really close. This is like such an interesting setup.
Pausing just a little too early.
Yeah, because so the thing with this game is when you pause, you lose momentum while you're paused. So you can see he's just pausing a little early.
He's just going to do the
he's going to abandon the strat. That's unfortunate. I really would have liked to see him get this. But again, by far the hardest thing that he could possibly be doing, basically.
And here he just has to react.
Yeah, the boss fight isn't even easy either.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a lot of reactions.
The thing is, you can't... I don't think you can hear him forcing.
You
maybe.
I think you can. But it's not. It's a weird.
Pretty quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't hear when it's forcible. Like you can hear that.
So you just have to judge when to force it back at him.
Oh, he's looking the wrong direction.
Yep. And so if you're looking at the barrel, it'll become forcible a little bit earlier. But there we go. Bridge is going to come down. And I'm sure he prepared for this. Maybe a few attempts of lamp jump, and if it doesn't work, just force the thing. Of course, keep in mind, this is still PB pace, so it's not like he's just gonna show off here. He does want to try and finish out the run. And so doing that sort of AI manipulation will force player 2 to go on the bridge, and he can just run across. And we'll actually see a ton of that later in this level. If I remember correctly, I think the next room is, like, terrible.
Yeah, he does actually do the speedrun strat in this room. But it is pretty hard. You're gonna jump in some
clean room here. This would be awesome, though.
Blind collision.
Tap left.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, he had it.
No.
Oh, no. This is the problem with this room. He doesn't know where he is right now.
He knows he fell, because he heard his feet hit the ground after a long while.
And, yeah.
And he's gonna double jump up here.
I'm imagining he's just gonna reload the room. I mean, I don't know.
No, he does have a setup for getting back up, I believe.
Well, he should know where he is now, yeah. So he should just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He actually got helped out there by player 2 a little bit, pushing him away.
Yeah.
Okay, so he should be able to go for it again. Let's see.
Nice.
Nice. No, so he does that on purpose to normalize his position there. And then he's just going to run into this, wait for the droids to come, and then run to the right. And make sure he kills all them, just because if you don't, you're just going to keep dying, and then getting through this room can be very painful. I can't believe he did not die. Oh my god, wow.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna...
That's all, like, pure, just, like, game sense, really. Like,
ooh, he got that first try.
Yeah, that's insane. Wow. This is, like, really, really impressive. I mean, there's no... I mean, all you have is the lightsaber swinging. That's the only cue you have for this. It's all timing. There's no music. Like, there's just nothing. So, that end of that last room and then the start of this room, that was really impressive.
He is about a minute and a half ahead of his PB, for anyone who's curious.
And his PB loses a lot of time in this room.
A lot of time in this room.
Yep.
Many minutes.
Ideally, you can end this level in like a minute 20-ish from here. Minute, maybe?
Yeah.
That's if you're like had your eyes open and we're like, you know, world record level, of course. But, you know, that's kind of the scope of how much time we have left to... Oh my god, I thought he just got the offlock. Okay.
That would have been really bad.
Yeah, hopefully that does not happen. So there is this weird softlock that can happen where if you die here, sometimes it doesn't kill you and you just fall through the kill plane and you are just on the floor underneath of this room and you can't get out. But it's super rare. We were talking about, like, that's really the only way you could, like, permanently get stuck in this category. So now that he's killed both the commander droids, he's pretty much good to go here. He just needs to kill these droids and then the droidicas will come up. That was, almost really clean. Last guy shot him while he was in the middle of the force push. Okay, so this is where it gets
very difficult.
Yes. Like, if we're talking just pure movement, no tricks, definitely the hardest section, like movement section of the run.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's the intended behavior there. Just a couple more deflects. And now one more and he should get the other droidica. Did he get both? I guess he just got both. Okay, yeah. So that death is intentional for the camera. Oh no, he didn't.
No, wait, he gets it here.
I see. I don't know, I'm surprised it wasn't able to shoot at them. Or, like, shoot at him from over there. Okay, so I've seen him get lost here about 4 billion times.
Yeah,
he's lined up perfectly, though, to step on the button. So he's going to tap forward, and he needs to call in... Well, actually, yeah, so sometimes the AI just does that. Very nice.
The AI is kind of...
Okay.
The AI is kind of...
Okay.
It's a decent setup. He's gonna be a little bit to the left. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay. This is really ideal. This is extremely ideal.
Please. So he just needs to make it over this gap, but he has no idea how far forward or back he is right now. Okay, so he's gonna... Okay, there we go. So he's pretty much guaranteed to get it now.
Well,
he walks too much.
He's gonna... He might... Okay.
No, because that's what he wants to do. Okay, that was perfect.
He is now 5 minutes ahead of speed.
Yeah. Wow. So this is like massive world record pace now. So that section, like, it may look simple, but I promise you, it is very, very complicated.
You have no idea where you are, how close you are, and the problem is if you do walk off the edge and you don't call in quick enough, you have to redo your whole everything because player one will also die. It's very, very difficult.
Yep. And we're into the last room of the run here once he finishes this. Okay. So he is going to go for cycle skips, by the way. I don't know if you knew this, T-Fresh.
I did. He did tell me.
Oh, come on.
From the second one. What? That is crazy. What? That's crazy. That's crazy.
What? Dude.
That's insane. Time is coming up here, by the way.
What? Okay, so he just has to force this object here. It's kind of hard because he needs to do it with player 2, probably, but... There we go. And now he has to go kill them all.
Time will be
4 hearts left.
4 hearts. So...
2, 3,
and time.
That's a massive world record. Wow, a 32.
5-minute world record. He is only 4 minutes away from beating someone who had their eyes open. For anyone curious. So,
and
this man's
crazy
insane.
If you remember, T-Fresh before this, he said he wanted to PB by 5 minutes.
He did. He said going into this, I want to PB by 5 minutes, and he PB'd by like 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
I can't believe what I've just seen. That's unbelievable.
Crazy. It's so insane.
I mean, obviously a few hiccups here and there, and of course this record is improvable. This is like the early stages of this category, but make sure, guys, if you are interested, join the TCS Discord. I don't know if we have a blindfolded channel, but Zota's Discord, like, you can talk about blindfolded stuff in there. And
there are so many notes in there.
Yep. Yeah, I'd love for him to undeafen just so we can like quickly ask him about the run, because, oh my god, that was insane. I've never seen someone hit a cycle skip blindfolded in my life. I don't even think I could do that. I don't think I could.
That was insane. It was definitely very insane.
Yeah, what a crazy highlight. And yeah, he generally likes to. Oh, he's here. I was gonna say, you're blindfolded on even once the run is over, just for the end cutscene. But oh my goodness, dude!
Let's go, man! Oh my god, I did it! Oh my goodness,
dude!
Oh, that's funny.
So, are you? I'm assuming you're aware that you hit one of the cycle skips in the end room.
Yes, bro. That's the first time I ever done that.
That's insane. I can't believe you did that.
Hey, they got Michael Jackson in this game. You got Michael Jackson. I never saw that. Oh my god, man! Oh my god.
5-minute world record. Pretty nice.
What is that? So what? That's 43 RTA.
Yep.
Or whatever. Oh
41,
my god.
I think RTA or something.
Oh my! I knew I was gonna PB. Oh my goodness, man.
Yes. So
you cannot even think.
Talk us through any like interesting parts of the run. Any parts where you had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, well, hold on. When I messed up arch clip, bro.
Yeah, that seemed.
When I messed up arch clip, it was over. I'm like, where
did you think you were? Did you like? You were stuck. Well, under the like thing behind the doors, I guess.
So let's have a gander, right? Well, so obviously, I don't know if I was getting snapped back or something while I was shooting the arch that you clip on. But
you shot it no problem.
I shot it no problem, so I just messed up. Actually,
you didn't go far enough left.
Yeah, so it pushed you out of the door.
I see. But I thought that I was, under the canopy or whatever, going to the far left wall. And then, you hold down, shoot through the arch, and you can find the grapple on the up left. But as you know, I don't know what happened, if I was getting stuck on the corner
you were
or
stuck
something.
in the canopy. Yeah, you were getting stuck on like the archway, the door archway.
The archway, okay. Okay.
I can't think of any other like rooms where that went like badly, honestly.
Eden and Mall were insanely clean.
I know,
like,
yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh, man, Mall, messing up lamp jump. I got no clue what happened. I didn't even catch the pixel.
So
I didn't even catch
literally
the pixel.
all that was happening is that you started pausing a little early. And, you know, once you start pausing, you kind of lose your momentum. So you just weren't making it over the pixel. But, like, the rest of the setup was perfect. I wish you could have hit that. That would have been insane.
I wish I could have hit it. Hey, but I made up for it with a cycle.
The DM3 was also really, really good.
DM3, that's what's that? That's the room
like
with the Roger.
Yeah.
Nah, but that wasn't good. That wasn't good. I probably took an extra like 4 or 5 deaths in that room. I'll be honest. And I actually had.
I was just talking about the ending of it specifically.
Oh, the ending?
Yeah,
absolutely.
The ending was really good.
Yeah, not. You know, yesterday I probably lost a good 4 minutes in that room, and I lost 4 minutes in. You know, Theed as well. I don't know. They have this culminate in this way at Kessel Run. Oh my goodness, I'm happy about that. I'm so happy to have it work out.
Tell the people where they can find you, I guess, if you're going to be doing more blindfolded.
At thenzota, on Twitch, on YouTube. I'll post everything. Sometimes I stream. Blindfold's pretty strenuous on my brain, so I try to do it as much as I can. But you find me in the TCS. You find me around. You find me around Twitch. Thenzota.
All right, well, yeah, that was sick. That was a pleasure to commentate. Hope we can see more blindfolded showcases in the future. Maybe even from people other than Zota eventually. But for now,
hey, nothing I'd like to see more than a race. You know, a blindfold race, any super story. That'd be T-Fresh. I'll race you, but I'll race you episode 1. Absolutely, man.
If you guys are interested in learning blindfolded, definitely join Zota's Discord if you want to see his notes and like get into it. And I really, really recommend it. It's really fun. Even just doing ILs and stuff. We have categories on the category extensions for blindfolded if you're interested. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it from us. Thank you for commentating alongside me, T-Fresh, and thank you for putting down such a crazy world record, Zota. Very, very cool.
Crazy Zota.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know we're finishing a little early. Do we need to fill in the time, or are we okay to move on? Okay.
We'll find out from production, I guess. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully, dude. Hopefully, we get a prequels showcase on something.
Absolutely.
Maybe the next Kessel Run or something.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
At this stage, prequels is 3 hours. You know, episode 1, 2, and 3, whatever. But I think that can be brought down at least half an hour, maybe in 40 minutes. I mean, just while we're here talking about it, recently got a blindfolded gonk % record, right?
That's right.
And
okay, wait, you got to do one run.
I got to do one gonk run. All right, we'll do one. We'll do one gonk run. Do one gonk run.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Gonk %.
For anyone curious, it's about 30 seconds long.
Yeah, so gonk %, it's exactly what you think it is.
Yep, it's already over, Jared. We got world record. Okay, yeah, we'd run gonk. Let's see if I can.
We'll see one. I don't know. Like you might have to reset or something if things go wrong, but
let's just see. Let's just see, buddy. I ain't gonna mute. Whoops.
Oh,
I didn't get coins?
You're 70 still.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Okay, I'll run back one time because we got a little extra time.
Okay, this time we're not saying anything though.
Yeah, don't say nothing. Oh, I actually put blindfold on after I started a new game, but she'll be right. All right.
Gotta make sure the run's valid.
Make sure the run's valid. And I have to restart my game. No, we don't have to gonk. We don't have to gonk.
If I have to restart your game.
Well, okay, maybe it's because I try to reset my. Yeah, I activated on keyboard. That's why.
Oh, okay. That's.
I don't know if there's an easy fix for that.
Have to restart your game.
Well, I don't know. It says click any
just
button.
got the control set up.
Oh, whatever, bro. Whatever. No, we'll do one gong. I'll do one gong. All right. One gong. One gong.
We still have time to kill.
We have time for a gong. Why am I dropping out?
That's a great question.
Whoops. And it's over. I messed it up. I think we could have got a pretty good gong though. But like this here, this is good. Just if you nudge very, very, very slightly, you're actually not going to go up the edge. That's how you get the most distance off the slash. But I kind of fat fingered, so we went over top. Peak marathon gameplay right here. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm just doing what I'm told. I'll do one more gong. I'll do one more for the people.
Yeah, this like setup to get into the spot where you can switch to gonk is actually like really hard.
Yeah, gonk is pretty hard to set up overall. It's quite strenuous. Got to turn off music, go into 60 hertz. Take off my glasses, put on my blindfold. All right.
Oh, that was the problem. Is because you were on 50.
I'm actually also not. It doesn't matter. Okay. Bruh. I know what I'm doing wrong. Oh my god, I'm just like right in the high from that run, man. Honestly, like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, gonk till the night ends, my friends. Oh my goodness.
This is the type of content you can find on a blindfolded stream. I'm curious if there's any other I guess you could do like super gonk blindfolded at some point.
Yeah, trust me, bro. Already thought about it.
Oh, of course.
Zoda's already thought about doing 100% blindfolded, I bet.
Yeah, that's not possible. I'm sorry, there's no way that's possible.
No, surely.
Well, because it would take you so long that you have to take the blindfold off eventually.
Well, I mean, no. People sleep with it on. You can have it on for hours.
Well, like...
Okay, that's...
137,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not the desired amount of studs there.
No. Not at all. Oh, here we go. The timer is actually... I thought it wouldn't be displaying a timer, but it is in fact displaying the timer.
I mean, we could witness a world record right here.
Ooh! Okay. Hold on. If I can get the double world record at Kessel Run...
No, that would actually be more impressive than the other one, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, buddy. Okay, let's see. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Was that a record?
I don't know. Hold on. We're getting a retime here.
No, it was like no, it was no.
That was really good though.
There's nowhere near. Holy crap!
How'd you get a 37? That's insane. Okay, well.
Oh, that might be record. If that was a 37, it might be record.
No, I mean your PB's a 37, right?
Yeah, he was saying how'd you get PB? Yeah.
No, that was like a 40, I think.
Yeah, PB's actually faster than T-Fresh. He's the commentator with the deeper voice. He's actually not as good.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay, so
How did you get a double kill there?
Xbox. So
Yeah.
this loses 6 seconds to the first load of the game. Don't even.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do now. Yeah.
Yeah, nice T-Fresh bump there. I think we've burned enough time here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we're good.
All right.
Cut the
Well,
cameras.
coming up next is, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. Coming up next, I'm commentating, so I'll be here again. Is going to be a 4-way race of Star Wars Droid Works. Really cool game. Make sure you stay tuned, guys. Very, very fun.
Very cool.
Yep. We'll see you then, I guess.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.